Here is something that I've learned about the human race all of my years being here on this planet. The human race and people literally create their own unnecessary problems, and then they talk about the problems that they create as though they didn't create them. And some people don't even realize or recognize that they are doing this as people. This is what's very disturbing to me, is that someone that, like, for someone like me, I'm not trying to create more drama and trouble. I'm trying to get away from it as much as possible. And in the world we're in, I really don't think that you can get away from most of these things if you are around socialites. So people that just need to talk all the time. People that constantly need to be gossiping about something or someone. Or, and what I call them drama beans. They're drama beans. And unfortunately, they'll never stop being like that because something has not happened in their life yet where they said to themselves, I'm done with that stuff. I'm done with the drama. I'm done with the gossiping. I'm done playing that social game. I'm done with all, like, most of the stuff that we worry about as people. It's just little things that are so irrelevant, and we let ourselves get all rowdied up. We let ourselves get all crazy about these things. And it's just, it's like, as much as I want to be able to coexist with someone else in my life and to be able to do some work or to have the help I need when I need it, or have someone to really have a true discussion with, whether it's with artistical things or having to get something done when it needs to get done, or whatever the circumstance is. It's almost like I just find myself wanting some kind of intimacy with certain things, but then at the same time, I would just rather avoid people, because most people, most socialites are nothing but drama. They're nothing but drama. That's all they are, is drama. It's like they always need something to talk about. They always need something to happen so that they can talk about it, or they need some kind of chaos or trouble or something like that. And I find that rather disgusting, that people cannot create something or have some kind of craft or skill or hobby, or just are peacemakers in general, that they want an inner harmony with themselves and maybe a few other people. And here is the thing: if you are around someone that is creating any of these things, then you know that they're going to keep doing it over and over and over again. And they're not going to stop. So it gets to a point where you say to yourself, you will just know when you are around someone that is similar to you, because they won't be doing those things. They won't be causing drama. They won't be talking about all this stuff that they think is important in their mind, but it's really not important at all. It's never been important. It never will be important. It's just stuff that it's just the mind doing what it's doing, and it just on and on and on. And it's just like, I can't handle these people. I can't handle people that are any kind of drama, that gossip about anything. I just cannot be around them. I cannot coexist with them. I don't want to hear their conversations. I don't want to be involved with anything that they're creating like that. And, it's really horrible when you're in a world that most of the things in this world are based upon that. It's based upon gossip and socializing all the time and creating drama, and people are addicted. They are addicted to these dramas. They don't want peace. They don't want peace. They don't want art. They don't want beautiful, great music, or they don't want any kind of sanctuary where they can go to be a hermit and to just resonate in craft and art and ritual that actually is deep for the human, that is deep for the person. And these drama beings, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. They're just going to see this as, oh, well, you're miserable and you're just lonely and you're all these things that they'll project, when actually all they keep doing is creating their own drama. All they keep doing is worrying and talking about stupid things that do not need to be discussed or talked about anymore. And they'll never stop. This is something that I had to learn in a very, very, very harsh manner. And I let myself get discouraged about this. And I've been to a point where I said, you know what? I have no other choice but to literally either disappear, get away, or say, I'm done. I can't do this. I got to go be on my own somewhere, because I cannot put up with this stuff. I can't deal with anyone's drama. I can't deal with anybody's whatever, all that stuff that people create. I can't deal with any of that. I have no time for it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to associate myself with it at all. At all. At all, at all. And this is why it's just, once you get in a state of solitude and you really get in touch with who you really are as a person, and you see all of this noise and chaos and drama and trouble and problems happening, you just see that humanity is literally creating this themselves. And they love this stuff. They are addicted to this stuff. It's an addiction. It is a lifestyle addiction. These people that wake up every day and they got to be talking about someone else. They got to be gossiping about everybody else. But they're never talking about anything artistical. They're never talking about, hey, I'm building something. I'm building a sanctuary for myself, or I'm planting this exotic fruit that's really healthy for people. They never talk about any of those things. Those things are never discussed. It's just like people that watch the news and politics. All that stuff is It is comparison. It is drama. That's all that it is for our minds, for all of people's minds. That's all that it is. But yet people continue to be in that frame of mind. They continue to keep those thoughts going. Like what is it proving? What is it doing? It does nothing for us but cause more problems. It just causes problems for people like me, people like you, and most of you people out there. Most people out there, that's all that you're doing is just creating more of a problem. Like, do I even ask myself, like, are we gluttons for stupidity? Are we gluttons for drama? Are we gluttons for worse things to happen so we have something to talk about? That we have somebody to blame, to point the finger at? This is so just disgusting. It's so disgusting. I can't even describe how disgusting it is. I'm telling you, if there was a race of something out in the cosmos, I'm really hoping that this 3-eye atlas thing that's flying in the sky, I really hope that it is some foreign thing that comes and takes people like me, because I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to get out of this world. I just can't. I don't. I don't relate to nothing. I don't like where I'm at, on the paradigm I'm on, the things I think about, the way I live, the things that I want to do. It's just, I just feel like I'm all by myself. I feel like I'm all alone. I just really, really feel like, I just really wonder if people even understand when someone like me, when I'm talking about presentness and sanctuary and art and craft and putting your whole being and your whole essence into that, to go inward, because this is all that people do. They're constantly projecting all of this mayhem and all of this stupid, dumb, just all of this stuff in their brain and their mind that their phones and the TV and other people and just everything creates, and then that goes in their mind, and then they project that. They project and project, but they never ever take a moment to stop and say, this is all bullshit. This is all a lie. This is all just a facade, a mask, worrying, people causing drama. It's nothing but those things. And we can never stop and just recognize that and say, I'm going to go inward and I'm going to start finding out what is it that I really want here while I'm on this earth. How do I want to live? What do I want to build? What do I want to create? And to do it with harmony and peace and joy and art and craft and skill and hobbies and planting something, building something, some kind of hermetic inwardness with both something exotic and something chill and calm and collected. And, it's like, I'm not for all the really like obnoxious, just things that are just way too loud or way too, like when you go to some concert and an artist is like jumping around and going crazy and everybody's going wild and whatever. I'm not into that stuff anymore. I think that is just, I don't know. It's just, to me, that is like they're having something go on, and the only way they know how to deal with it is to act completely wild and crazy by doing that kind of stuff. And like, what does that do? What does that prove? Like, jumping around like a crazy wild person. I mean, if that's what they do there, that's their business and they have every right to do it. But what I'm saying is, I'm more for a relaxed, chill, exotic time. And then there's times where I might get a little bit the opposite of that, but I don't go to the extremes with the opposites. You see, I don't want to be to the extreme of being totally nuts and out of control. I don't want to go to 10, and I don't want to go to 1 either, with being just like absolutely doing nothing or hating everything and just sitting around all day every day. See, I don't want to take it to either extreme. It's like I'm 5 and I'll go to 6, 7, 8, or 4, 3, 2. I don't want to take it to 1 or 0, and I don't want to take it to 9 or 10, if that makes sense. And I think that's what a lot of the world does, is we don't understand the balance within ourselves. We don't understand both our Christ consciousness and our Baphomet consciousness. And I'm saying this symbolically, metaphorically. We don't understand what that means for ourselves. So therefore, we continue to do all these worldly things that we were programmed and conditioned to do, and most people are still doing it. They refuse to see it for what it is, because when you got to really look at your shadow, and you have to really stare in the mirror, and you got to really look at yourself, and you got to really say, who am I? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep having this problem or this problem? And what's really a shame is some people, a lot of people actually like this, because I know I used to like it. I used to love when drama was going on, not like drama where someone was getting hurt or something horrible was happening. I'm talking about, I used to like and not even gossip. I always hated gossip too. I always hated hearing other people talk about other people, or backstabbing or downing another person. I always hated that, but I always wanted to be where there was noise and people carrying on and acting wild, and this is why I'm just somebody that, I just, being around that is, I just see so much unnecessariness in that. Like, when I look at kids that are just all day long being wild and being crazy and running around and breaking stuff and doing all of that stuff that kids do. It's like, why? See, how, when I look at it, I'm like, why is nobody teaching them anything? Why is nobody mentoring them or showing them how to build something or to plant something or to create something or to do something artistically or some hobby or something where they can be putting that energy into something creative and productive, instead of just wasting all their energy being obnoxious and just being totally wild and out of control. It doesn't make sense to me anymore. And then some people might say, oh, well, they're just kids. They're just kids. Yeah, I know that. I was once a kid too, and I wanted to be out of control, and I wanted to go wild, and I wanted to make noise. But the reason that I wanted to do that is because I was looking for someone to mentor me. I was looking for someone to show me something interesting or productive. I was looking for someone to be intimate with, so I didn't have to do those things. And why I did those things is because I was calling out for attention. I was saying, look, here I am. I'm a child and I don't know what to do. And where are the people that are supposed to be showing me something? I'm bored. I'm a kid. I got all this energy. And this is how it is. And it's like, there's no mentors in this world. There's no craft. There's no art. There's no belonging anymore. And it does. It just, I'm sorry, but it's a really disgusting feeling that I get. And I can't help how I feel. But then again, whatever other people are doing, that's their business. I don't get involved with everyone else because I can't live their life. That's their life. Whatever choices they're going to make is what they're going to make. But, you know, all of this stuff that a lot of people are doing, a lot of the stuff we're still talking about, a lot of the stuff we feel insecure with, that we feel lonely with, that we are angry with, or hateful with, or bitter with, or resentful with, this all goes back to our childhood. This all goes back to when we were little kids. But nobody wants to say that because then somebody has to take responsibility. And that's where everybody just shuts down. Oh, no, I can't have anything to do with that. That's when the denial and the avoidance and people acting like, yeah, okay. And then it's never talked about. It's never discussed. We never sit down and get to the root of things. So that's why we continue to do all of this yapping and socializing and acting like everything's good and whatever. And it's just like, oh my gosh, please, just, and that's how I really feel. And like me as a person, if I'm wrong, I'm willing to change something. I was wrong about a lot of stuff that I thought was the way that it was in my life. And I was always willing to say I was wrong. And if I have to change something because I keep doing something, I'm willing to do it. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I can just change my character or what I know that I am as a person. That's where it comes down to. Nowadays, people don't even sit down and talk about stuff anymore. And this is why there's going to be way more of an exodus going on in this world. There's going to be way more. This is what's happening right now. The family was never designed to, it's not designed for people like me. It's designed for people that like getting together and socializing, and people that watch the news or politics or go to baseball, football games. They like eating together, gossiping, talking about stuff. That's just not me anymore. I'm not into that. I've transcended that. I have no interest in that. It's just not for me. So what I'm on now is I have transcended into more of a communal kind of living with other people that never fit in or don't fit in and never will fit in anywhere, that don't belong to anything, that feel like an outcast, that just know that something has always been wrong, something has always not been right for them, and that's just what it is. It ain't that I want to diss people or, hate people or whatever. It's just like you got to move on. There's a time to move on. And it's that time in my life. I'm ready to disappear. I'm ready to just go and do what it is that I know I want to do. I'm sorry, I can't stick around with other people that don't know what they want to do or are just every day doing the same monotonous stuff, and it's just drama, and it's things that I'm not into, it's things that bother me. I just cannot do it anymore. I can't. I just can't do it, you know? I cannot be around people that watch politics and news. I can't be around that. I can't be around people that all that they do and all that they gossip about is other people and what they're doing, and they never have anything they're doing. They don't talk about themselves and like, hey, I got this thing going, or hey, look, I've been going through this, but I don't want to feel this way. Like, dude, it is time. Look, it is the time in this world. The time is upon us. You are either going to be a drama being or you are going to transcend into a real temple. And this is what it has come to. And I'll automatically know when I'm around somebody if there's, if it's even, see, here's where it gets very, very, very complicated. This is where it starts getting very complicated because people that have transcended in that thought and from those things, they're not going to watch those things. They're not going to talk about stuff like that. And they're not going to ever bring you drama or trouble. Ever. Ever. The only drama or trouble, the only problems there will be is like natural problems. Like if a pipe bursts or something and the pipe needs fixed. Hey, we got to fix this pipe. Okay, well, that needs done. Or, hey, the crop is needs tended to. Okay, that needs done. Like the things that need done get done. And then when it's free time or it's whatever, then that is when the person or the people go into sanctity mode or art mode or music mode or meditation mode, or if you have someone that you're intimate with, sex mode or creative mode, something to where it's not based upon creating stupid drama. And people either know this without a doubt or they are still in that world. They are still a friend to this world that has drama beings in it. Now, a lot of people use the term NPC and normies and all this, but even people that talk about that stuff, I still see people that are still involved with stupid stuff, even though they say those things. And I'm like, I agree with a lot of the things that people talk about that are true, but then I still see them being involved with some of the stuff that they're talking about. And I'm like, you know, if you can't see that hypocrisy, you know, this is why every one of us has to search our own mind. We have to search our own being. We have to search our own, all the things that are in our head and whatever. We need to search those things for ourselves, and we need to be responsible and accountable, and we need to come to the altar honestly, and we need to be able to say, hey, look, something is going on and I need to talk about it. Not create more problems because something's going on. This is what most people do. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't have any discipline. We don't have any honor. There's no loyalty. There's no sacrifice anymore. There's no, you know, this is what parents and people that you were around should have taught everyone. This is what they should have taught you. I shouldn't be having to say these things, but guess what? We're in a world where no one wants to do that anymore because people don't want to get involved with other people's drama. And I don't either. And this is why I'm saying, this is why from here on out, if there are any transcended beings that fully understand this and all they want is peace and to have a bite to eat, some water to drink, have a place to stay, and to do whatever it is they like doing. And when they really need help or they really need to talk about something, then that is when something happens. But all that extra garbage and junk, that is up to every single one of you out there. Now, I'm not speaking for anyone. It's up to every person out there to start filtering those things out of your life. It's time to start filtering all of the extra stuff that if you're having a problem or you're involved with some stupid thing, most of the time you are putting yourself in that position most of the time. Damn near most of the time. And if someone is still addicted to that kind of stuff, I don't know what to say to those people because they're too far gone. You can't change them. You can't tell them anything. They'll be in denial. They won't listen to you. They'll blame you or point the finger at you and say, "Oh no, you're the problem. You just want people to do this and that." And you can't tell them nothing. They're just completely gone out of the picture. They're living their lives and doing what they're doing. Let them do that. You have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with that. But it just gets to a point where you are in your life, if you are really an honest person and you are really intact with what you know you want and who you are, and you had enough of the stupid things of this world and just people that are causing these unnecessary problems and drama, you'll get to a point where you will say to yourself, enough is enough. I'm done. I'm completely 100% done. It ain't like you go, yeah, man, it's like, yeah, man, I'm about to be done with this. Nah, see, they're not ready yet. They're still in that debating state. They're still doubting all those things and returning to them in a very foolish and unrecognized way. And I did this for a long time too, going back and forth with myself with certain things, but this was a long time ago. This was a long time ago that I went through this. This is nothing new to me. This is something that is very old. I mean, this is almost 20 years that this state of mind with me has been going on, and it's slowly evolved into me seeing how ridiculous the way that most people live and the lifestyle they live and the people they have around them, and this constant addiction to socializing and gossiping about the drama that they're creating. And it's insane. It's insanity. And I'm done with that insanity. You know, I just ask the world, why would you want problems? Why would you want drama? Why would you want unnecessary things to deal with that you don't want to deal with? Then you complain about dealing with them. But then some people don't even realize that they're creating these problems. That's the crazy thing. Because there's so much denial, there's so much avoidance, there's so much lying going on in this world. There is so much deceit going on. It's just unbelievable what I see in this world. It's unbelievable, but it's believable because it happens. and it's happening and it continues to happen. There is no repentance from anything. That means to change your way, to change your mind, to see something different. And it's like, to me, I'm done with the games. I'm not tired of the games. I'm done with the games. I've transcended from clownery and games and people playing around all the time and mocking and joking and all that dumb shit. Like, I'm someone that I take what I do and who I am very seriously. I take the things that I say very seriously. And even though I shouldn't have to say it like this, I'm not trying at all. It seems like I'm trying to explain or whatever, but it's just, this is what happens when you get to not a point. You are at the end of a point. You have come to your ultimate realization that there is nothing else, there is nothing more, there is nothing left to say to these kind of people that don't understand. When you are done, you're going to say, look, I said everything I could say. I told you all I could say. I told you what it is and why it is and what people are doing. And if people want to deny or avoid or keep playing these clown little games, that people play, well, you go ahead. You can be in that world, but I'm going. I got to go. I got to go be in my own world. I got to go be on my own land. I got to be in my own sanctuary within my own temple. I can't be around all this stupid bullshit. And what that takes most of the time, that literally takes an exodus. It takes to say, I am done, because here's the thing. If people stay around that stuff, then that tells me that either they need that as an excuse to keep saying, oh, I have this and this and this, and they're the problem, I'm the right one. No, you get to a point where you say, I'm done with it completely, absolutely. And I'm going on my own journey. I'm going on my own to where I need to be for the rest of my life. And I'm never coming back around any of this again. I did this before. This is not the first time that I did this. But this time is different. This time I refuse to allow myself to be around any people that are going to make my life more miserable or more whatever than it can already be. And I know some people, they think this is funny. They think it's a joke. They'll mock and they do all these things. But you know what? All that they're really doing in the end is they're just doing that to themselves. They just don't realize it and recognize it yet. Because when you're younger, you're really ignorant. Like I was really ignorant. I was a really ignorant person. I would just, the things that I would see people doing, I'd go, well, why do they do that? Why are they like that? Why is that person always in their house isolating? Why are they so quiet? Why are they always by themselves? Now I get it. I completely understand why. Because they said enough's enough. I'm done. I'm done with all this dumb shit. So even though it sounds however it sounds, it just is what it is, and I can't help the way that it is. I just can't help that. But I'm not going to lie to myself. I am not going to live a life that I do not want to live. I'm sorry. I'm willing to sacrifice some things. I'm willing to do whatever I need to do, no matter what. But the thing is, that doesn't mean that I'm just inviting or letting any old thing into my life anymore. And this is what you will learn too. You have to, there is a time where you have to be cold. You have to be standoffish and you got to speak up. And then there's a time, when you're around people that you can really trust, people that really care for you, people that want to see the best for you, people that support you no matter what, because they know, and that you're not going to bring any of that shit into each other's life. You're not going to bring chaos. You're not going to bring drama. You're not going to bear false witness. You're not going to gossip. You're not going to do any of these things that just create a world and a life and a living that is just drama. It's just drama, 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 drama. And people that are addicted to that, they are literally addicted. To me, it's like a hellish place. It's like a place that the soul cannot rest, where people cannot truly express, where we can't get serious about anything because people are always joking and putting on the facade and just constantly hiding. And it's just crazy. It's nuts. It's nuts. And the true beings will understand what it is that I'm saying. The people that are meant to hear this will hear this. The people that ain't meant to hear this, I don't know what to tell them. I wish them the best, and I want to see everybody find where they need to be, but at the same time, I just can't be a part of the baloney. I can't be a piece of meat in that sandwich anymore. I've done rotted a long time ago and was disposed of and was eliminated, and I turned into a completely different person. I'm on another paradigm. Sometimes I feel absolutely no association with this place whatsoever. I feel absolutely dissociated. I find nothing relatable. I just see drama. I just see people bullshitting and hiding and playing games. And it's like, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? And only that person knows. Only that person will come to the ultimate realization, I call it the last realization. And they will say with themselves, you will know the appointed time. You will be like, I'm completely done. I'm completely done. I've had enough. I'm done. This is what I have to do, and this is what I'm not going to do. You lay down the foundation in rock on the stone tablet of your own consciousness and your own mind and your own being. Everything. You lay the foundation down. You say, I'm putting it in rock, and I know that I know that I know now what I am and who I am and what I'm not and all those things. And that's what will happen. And to me, that takes a kind of transition, a transcendence of some kind, because this is something that took a long time for me to fully understand. And that doesn't mean that I don't have bad days. It doesn't mean that I don't still have some things that I struggle with myself. It does not make me some perfect person or anything, but it just comes down to everything that we say that we're really looking for. Are we really truly looking for those things? Like, not even looking, do we really want those things, is what I ask people. People say, oh, I want love and I want intimacy and I want to belong and I want people that care and support me and I want this and that. But then all that I see people doing is creating more drama. All that I see is people talking about something, the complete opposite of that, in a way where they act like they don't want that. All that I can say is, I truly believe in this life that when the appointed time comes, it will come. And I believe that it will come through dreams and visions. I think that it will come through something happening in a person's life that needs to happen, whether good or bad, glorious or horrible. I really know that that's something that probably needs to happen because it had to happen to me in order for me to have this understanding. I had to have so many bad things happen in my life, horrible things. I had to see so many different things, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, to understand and to be fully in touch with myself as an individual person. And now I just kind of go about wondering and just seeing if there is other people that have gone to those depths so deep that when Friedrich Nietzsche said that if you stare into the abyss long enough, the abyss will stare back at you. Well, I stared into the abyss and the abyss stared back. And I stared into the suffering and the pain and the things that go on in this world, and it stared back. I put myself in other people's shoes and it stared back. I've put myself through literal hell to understand hell. I have been in hell in my dreams. I have went through hellish ordeals in my life, through drug addiction, people dying, people getting infections, just all kinds of bad shit happening to people that I know and to myself too. So people that have not been through this kind of hell, I don't think that they're going to have an understanding of what it means when I am talking about building ourselves some kind of place, a sanctuary, some kind of place that can be similar to paradise, so to speak. I know there's no such thing in this world. I know that we cannot have a perfect life. I know that there is not an epiphany all the time, even though that's what I want. That's what my soul desires. That's what I think about is like, just give me the epiphany. Give me art. Give me sex. Give me music. Give me an epiphany. I just want to build something, create something. And once you are at that realization, there is no going back. I just can never go back. It's impossible. So a lot of people in the world, they can talk about stuff like this, but then they can just go back to their kind of normal lives or like doing the things that are still creating drama, that are still things that they have not put in rock yet, that they have not etched in stone because either of fear of what other people are going to think, or oh well, no, I'm not ready to do that, or I can't do that. But deep down inside, they know they're telling themselves something different, but they have not yet come out of that shell completely to command it or to say, this is what it is now. And I don't know. I'll leave it at that. I will let the world do whatever it is they're going to do because I have no control over the world. So I'm just going to let the world resonate on that. And whatever happens is going to happen. Destiny is going to be destiny. The universe is going to do what the universe does. And all that I can literally say before I end this is, if there is, if we would ever have a concept of God, God should be the ultimate reflection within ourselves, the deepest part within ourselves that wants harmony or wants true intimacy, that wants to be able to be fully naked in the presence of each other, and to come to that thing that is so holy within itself that it doesn't have to put on, it doesn't have to wear a mask, it doesn't have to cause drama, it doesn't have to gossip, it doesn't have to do any of these things that we're doing, because we should have transcended from those things into something new. And if any man be in Christ, if any man has Christ consciousness along with the realization of the fleshly Baphomet, those two things, when you come to that ultimate realization, there is no more realizations but that. For if any man be in Christ, he is now a new creation. Old things have passed. Behold, everything is new. You have a new understanding. You see things differently. You don't see things the old way anymore. And I have been going through that for almost 20 years now. This is not new to me. And what I'm saying is, some people out there, this might be the beginning of your new life, your new mind, the way that you think of things differently. And all that will lead, all of that stuff, the circle of everything that I just said, all of that will lead you into understanding when I say a temple mind, and creating and building a sanctuary for yourself. When you go inward, when you are a hermit, you don't want to be bothered by all this dumb shit anymore. You don't want to be a part of what the whole world is doing and saying anymore, because you realize it's all a show. It's a game. It's a clown fest. And until we have that understanding, all of those things are going to keep going on. And there's never going to be a realization of these things that I just discussed. So, with that, all hail the sanctuary. Long live the temples. I am Natan.